Jim Romig here from the Internal Roots Movement. Today, we're going to go over rolling around. I know, sounds super fun, but from a seated position, we're going to roll straight back, and we're going to roll back at an angle. And then we'll just tie them together and kind of play around with them a little bit as you see fit once you get how they work. Okay, so initially, let's push our heels hard into the floor. Let's pull on our shins and drag your butt down. To help lengthen out your spine as much as you can. Chin even stays pulled back. Now keep pulling your heels into the ground and towards your butt to help anchor your hips down. Tuck your tailbone under and slowly round that back out. And then once we get that round in that lower back, lift your heels while still keeping them pulled in. And let's roll to our shoulder blades, then back up to your seated position. Now use the pull initially to make sure those heels stay in, and you do keep that rounding of the lower back and the tucking of the tailbone. What tends to happen after we round and we roll, we tend to kick forward and hit our lower back, even if just to a small degree. So to just know that from the top, so long as you stay rounded, you have enough momentum to safely make it back up without having to kick forward. So keep those heels pulled into your butt actively that whole time and lengthen that spine at the top. Cool. So once you feel okay without holding your shins, we can reach forward. Reaching to the direction we want to roll back to. Heels pulled in the butt, spine rounds out. We can roll it back and then come back to your seated position, lengthening your spine and driving your butt down. Making sure that we only roll to our shoulder blades as we roll back, and we don't roll to our neck. So tuck it under, round it out, roll as smooth as possible, and then lengthen out at the top. Awesome. So now, let's go ahead and work from the side in a shin box position. So from our shin box position, so that we can see both those feet are flexed, let's bring the rear leg, it's an angle, perfect. Let's bring the rear leg up and around, kind of in line with the foot and the ankle of the other leg. Yes. And so just like before, if we need to, we can pull our knees in to our chest or towards our armpits and chest, lengthen out at the top, tuck under, and we're gonna roll down to one shoulder blade, and then back up to your seated position. So just on that one hip, tuck under, we can roll down the outside of the lower back to that shoulder blade, then back up to your seated position. It's gonna feel a little bit wonky at first, but as you start to spend a little more time with it, it's gonna get easier and easier. And just like with our level 1 from the center version, on the side, we can reach forward, tuck under, keep the heels pulled in, and round that back out as we roll back up to your seated position. Nice. And what's fun about this too is that we can start to come up over our shins if we really wanted to. And realistically, you can also come up to the bottom of your squat and start coming up or forward with our level 1 rolling back from the center. And so we went off to the left and we brought our right leg out in front. Now, center, let's go off to the right and bring our left leg out in front. And we'll pull those shins if you need to. If you don't, all good. Heels pull down and into the butt. Tuck the hips under, round that back out as you roll, and try to flatten that back as you drive your cheek down at the top. Tuck under, roll it back, flatten that back out the top, and if your body allows it, if you want to, press down with those heels and those ankles, and we can pull ourselves forward. And tie that in to your roll if you want. And what's really, really fun is that once you start getting very, very comfortable with these, tie all 3 of those together. Super, super fun. So we can roll from the center position come back to the side. So we roll to the shoulder blade, back to center, both shoulder blades, off to one shoulder blade. One shoulder blade, back to two. So play with which shoulder blade you're rolling to, and you can change directions if you want. Swear to God, it's super fun. Just make sure you don't go to your neck, okay? Keep it at the shoulder blades, and don't go too high. Your body's gonna thank you, both now and later. All right, did we get everything? Pretty sure we did. Whatever, if not, we'll get it next time, because there's always something we get. All right, y'all, take care. Catch you next time.